the weird things people say, like, yeah, I don't know. I say really funny things sometimes, like perfect. I'm like, well, I'm not really judging your answer. I just meant thank you. Thank you.
Well, you're becoming mindful, probably speaking to so many mindful people.
It's actually a very happy side effect of this study is I feel like it's been very top of mind, and which has been great, really.
Yeah.
Especially the last year of the PhD, I'm like, oh, I couldn't have picked something better to study. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you about the thing I mentioned earlier, this important topic in today's leadership research. It's how leaders manage opposing tensions in their workplace.
Mm-hmm.
So can you tell me about, and you can take some time to think if you need this one, can you tell me about a specific instance at work when you felt pushed and pulled between two or more goals that competed with one another?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can.
Okay, so can you give me, can you kind of set the stage for me for what that looked like?
Well, it's always that middle road between quality and quantity, I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, quality is so much more important. Of course, I would want to grow. I love to have people join the program and be successful. And, if I were to look at bottom lines, I do have to focus on marketing and sales. And
mm-hmm.
for me, it's just my personal thing that, it's hard for me to sell something to somebody based on, to sell marketing, to sell mindfulness is hard for me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel like people come to it on their own. They come to it because of a wake-up call they might have had, or, some sort of angst they might be experiencing, or, some sort of desire to receive some benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know that if I tell people about what I do, they're going to sign up. But I often feel this, it's like a resistance to marketing. It's a resistance. And it's not good because I see people who don't even practice mindfulness go out and just start teaching it and selling it and making money on it because, pretty much it's how many, and you probably know more than I do, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yeah.
And yet I'm not motivated by that. So everybody says you should market more. You should tell people what you do. And I'm like, well, I'm just busy doing what I do. So for me, that's a little hard. That's maybe the conflicting thing. So I generally stick with what I know, which is teaching rather than marketing.
Okay. So if we named the tensions here, you said quality and quantity, but the other thing you said was marketing and, what would you name these tensions as? Marketing and something else? Or
sales, like trying to persuade people, versus letting it be an organic attraction.
Okay, got it. So, okay, so that as a leader, yes. How have you, or how do you manage this tension as a leader in your organization?
Well, I try to listen to people who, obviously are on one side of that. I'm on the organic growth.
Right.
Whereas many people, advisors I have, often want me to grow because they see the value of what I teach and what I bring, and they want me to be successful and viable and a good company. So, I listen to people. I look at various ideas. I've actually hired a few marketing people, which tends not to have my voice in it. So as an entrepreneur and, a leader teaching my own product, I have to look at integrity. And so, yeah, that would be the biggest challenge. But I think the way I address it is I listen, I try to be flexible, I try to adopt new tactics.
Okay.
But I certainly can feel resistance.
Okay. So do you remember any core or key conversations that you've had around this topic?
I can't remember the specific conversations. I can certainly remember how I feel when we talk about it.
Okay.
I get anxious a little bit.
Okay. Actually, a better question might be, I have this, it's kind of a funky word association question. It's a two-part question. Two-part question. So the first part is, in any order, can you please provide me with 5 to 8 words that reflect how the situation made you feel? In any order.
When someone's trying to push me into growing for growth's sake,
right,
I would say anxious, resistant, curious, excited, engaged.
Okay.
I think that's probably, is that enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so anxious, resistant, curious, excited, and engaged. Did your mindfulness practice have any impact on your ability to manage those emotions?
Yeah, probably. It keeps me engaged rather than just running into the other room.
Okay.
And it keeps me curious. I think mindfulness allows for curiosity.
Okay, so it promotes some of the better or more better feeling emotions of the ones. Yeah, got it. Okay. And then last question I have about this kind of a sticky situation, paradox, is if you were to instruct a friend or a junior leader how to deal with opposing goals or tensions that arise in their organization, can you walk me through what you might say to them?
I would say, you need to keep the conversation going.
Okay.
Follow what you know to be the right direction, but seek wise counsel. Stay in your integrity. Remain present to opportunities.
Okay.
That's probably it.
Okay. Okay, so next question is, if you were to advise a junior leader on how to provide, a junior leader that does not practice mindfulness, okay, so someone who's unaware of mindfulness, if you were to advise a junior leader on how to provide their organization with the best leadership possible, what would you say to them?
You have to take care, this is what I do for a living, so you have to take care of the well-being of the people who you manage. Okay. You have to be able to give them space and time for self-care at the workplace. You have to encourage mindful meetings and time to sit down for lunch. You have to be present when they are speaking, and when you are with them, not to be distracted. You have to leave space for innovation and time to take the foot off the gas so they can allow for new ideas, depending on their role, But really providing a nourishing environment, one where they're free from being bullied or being diminished. Mm-hmm. So, of course, emotional awareness is key. Providing that training for everybody, diversity training, inclusivity training, and trying to think of what else is important. Yeah, holding them to high standards and letting people know what the standards are and rewarding them and paying them a wage so that they are not paying them so that they can live a decent life.
Right. Oh gosh, sounds like now I am judging your answer, but it sounds like a really fantastic organization to work for. All of these things were at play. Oh my goodness.
I know.
So
yeah, because I think the biggest problem, and I see it. Like I have a friend who is now one of my faculty members. She worked for Apple, and they have it's a tight ship, boy. If she wanted to leave 2 minutes early to catch a plane, she cannot.
Wow.
If she took 2 minutes late coming back for lunch, she'd be docked. If she wanted to, if she's on the phone with a customer and she needs to leave, she can't. And I mean, it's such a tight ship. There's not there's no breathing room.
Wow.
And there's no